actually. Just recently, there were fucking Russian warships.
Oh yeah,
Bro.
yeah. I saw something about you. Probably could have saw it from here.
Literally, I probably could have looked into the ocean, seen
Yeah,
some
you
Russian
probably could have
warships.
saw it from here. I read an article about that. I'm like, what the hell's going on?
And they're just like, bro, this shit would not fly if somebody was like, nah, get the fuck get away from me.
Mm-hmm.
But people aren't doing nothing. They're just kind of like, oh, okay, you're doing this. Like, they're being way too lenient, bro. Cuba.
Is it Cuba?
No, but it got close enough to be seen. There was an article about it where you could see the ships from Miami. That's crazy, bro. Like, what the fuck? And it's like, so that's my fear with the country. When we talk about the country, because it's Independence Day, you know why? Like, I want to feel safe. I have a kid. I want to live in a country where I feel safe. And if there's gonna be fucking warships outside of like the coast where I live,
right.
I don't feel very safe there, you know?
There's a sheer irony. I want to say I'm gonna drop a bar. I don't know if it's gonna sound profound, but I'm gonna say it anyway. America is supposed to be the land of the free, home of the brave, but they make it very difficult to be brave because when you are brave, it feels as if you're not free.
Ooh.
So, because think about it.
Run it back. It sounded like a bar. I just didn't get it.
So America is the land. It's the land of the free and the home of the brave, right? But the irony in it is that America has now set up a situation to where if you are brave, you don't feel as if you're free. Because if you think about what was happening during the pandemic with COVID, now news is broken now news is broken that Kansas is suing against Pfizer, right? Because they didn't disclose safety information regarding what side effects and risks taking the vaccine would have had against pregnant women. Now there's a bunch of people who are having strokes, bunch of side effects and everything that's happening. And they looking at it like, hey, listen, we have to do what we have to do. But at the same time, you also have to take into account the mainstream media, the fear mongering that was going on, everything of that nature, to where if you were saying, no, I'm not going to go get the jab, I don't want to do it. Even if it wasn't even, let me not keep saying even, if it was a situation to where you felt as if, you know what, I don't feel comfortable getting this here vaccine, you were shunned. It didn't matter what your explanation was. And on top of that, travel, jobs, you weren't able to maintain certain positions. There were people who were applying for remote positions. If you didn't have the vaccination, you couldn't get in. Businesses were being forced to have to go and test, whether it was the temperature or if you didn't search to make sure somebody had a card, you would almost be in a situation to where now you're not getting any traction. So it was such a disaster for that was 2 years really, because I think 2022 is when it started to kind of get a bit more light and everything. And truly, the people who were brave enough to say, hey, I'm good, I'm not trying to deal with it, you were shunned so much so to where your freedom was questioned. Even Arnold Schwarzenegger was on the news who had said, man, fuck your freedom. You know, and all this other stuff, it's about, getting and keeping everybody safe, only to find out you take the jab, it's supposed to prevent you from getting sick and then prevent others from, you couldn't pass on the sickness if you got sick, and all that was horseshit. So it's in a situation to where now you almost question, what's the intention? Because I've always been a conspiracy theorist, and since I learned about the Tuskegee Airmen experiment back in, I think it was the 40s, 50s, 60s, around that time, and they was willfully giving black men syphilis during the period of time, and then they never apologized about it until 90, 2000, around that time. I think it was Bill Clinton who had to come out to go and apologize. No, it might have been in the 2010s. I forget. But all I know is the moment that I learned about that, I said, oh, well, I can't trust the government enough to actually be in our best, interest.
Bro, did you see that this new bill they just signed where they're drafting?
Yeah, 18 to 26. But that's always been in place to where Selective Service and everything of that nature. You've always been eligible, but I think now it's
now they automatically
it's automatic.
Like enroll you in the draft if you're 18 to 26.
Yeah.
So woo. I'm safe. I'm an old ass man. I can't be doing all that.
Because I think it's something where before it was like it's mandatory, but you had to manually do it. So now it's automatic situation. And I'm glad that I'm
Listen,
older.
You are 18. You're 26 years old. I apologize. Thank you for protecting the country, America. 4th of July, Independence Day.
Yeah, but it's going to be a bad situation because
I
truly.
saw something that they're sending women to.
Yeah, women are also going to be.
Hey, yo, equality,
selected
baby.
to go too.
Equality, baby.
Yeah. And you know what's going to be very interesting about
That's so
that is
fucked up.
because a bunch of people
That's
are going to end
crazy.
up having to get jailed because they're not going to be willing to go. Because going back to the earlier conversation regarding country morale and having that nationalism, vast majority of people can be like, "Why would I fight for the country?
But
I
here's
don't
the
even
thing.
like
I think
it here."
those people that don't have like nationalism are also the ones that are most scared.
Absolutely.
So, because I think the people that do have the nationalism, they're the ones that are like brave.
Right.
The people that don't have this nationalism, they're afraid of everything.
Yep.
They're afraid of like life. So they're gonna be the ones that you're gonna go to jail if you don't go. So they're gonna send all the cowards out into the draft.
Yeah.
And shit, boy.
Because shit's gonna hit your fan, like everybody gangster till the gangster pull up at your door. So it's gonna be a situation where you have to legitimately. This generation's gonna have to be prepared.
There's Russian warships outside my fucking house.
Right.
I need you guys to go out there. If you were 21 to 26, you gotta defend me
for all intents and
against these
purposes, you're in the
warships.
prime of physical shape between your late teens to your early to mid 20s. These are supposed to be the most fit individuals prepared to go. And then furthermore, now it actually begs the question, because I don't even know if I researched this in particular, the ranks of the military, police force, everything of that nature, everything had been, lowered for the most part so that the bar to get in wasn't as difficult.
Yeah.
I'm very curious if in the event the draft were to happen, are there going to be people who are not physically fit enough or mentally tough enough to be able to qualify traditionally that still have to go simply because, well, it's a draft? Because I never knew through history if that was something that had happened, like with the world wars. Like if you're somebody who is just morbidly obese, you're not mentally tough or whatever the case is, but hey, you got drafted. Do you still gotta go? Right. So then now that makes me wonder
So
if
morbidly obese people can't go to the draft?
No, I would assume not. Yeah.
So this is the craziest shit then. Fucking.
Because we're the most overweight we've ever been.
Wouldn't people just get fat as fuck then?
No, some people can mess around because there'll be so much people who are draft dodging at this point. Because of course, again, like it was mandatory for fellas, the males to go and have to go and sign up for selective service. Now that everything's automatic for men and women alike, it's going to be very interesting to see what methods people are going to try to do to dodge said draft. If in the event World War III were to happen, it's going to be an absolute clusterfuck of a situation. Because what happens? Because this is the TikTok, Instagram, social media gamer generation. You think these people who think Call of Duty is real?
You're gonna be on Twitter fucking making jokes about getting
You're going to be in the
drafted.
midst of fucking war. You're on the plane tweeting stuff out. You Snapchat story. I got to keep my streak, bro. Like it's going to be crazy.
Yo.
There's no way. We are going to get cooked. If we go to war, we're going to get cooked.
Yep.
You got Russians who wrestling bears every single morning.
Yep.
The North Koreans, they just worship
We're gonna
Kim
send some
Jong-un for the
fucking-
most part. But then
some fucking
for
dude
us,
with blue hair that works at Starbucks to go fucking defend us.
fam, it's going to be bad. Making
gonna be
venti
bad.
lattes in the midst of getting shot.